first two boards that you're going to cut is going to be the front two legs, and we're going to cut them at 60 inches. That second cut is going to be at 65 inches. We're going to need two of them. All right, once you cut your four boards, you're going to lay them down on the ground and mark from the top down to 2 foot on each side, and then you're just going to screw them together. You're going to cut two 2x4s at 54 inches. These are going to be the back legs. Next up, we're going to cut another two at 65. Going to mark down from the top 18 on each one, and do the same thing as the last one, just screw them together. Now you should have two front and back pieces that look like this. Before you get too much further, what I like to do is mark the back side with a line for the top, just like the front, on both sides, on both of them. And we're going to start with the joists of the hutch. Since I'm doing 3 foot wide, you want to cut it to 33 inches. But if you're going to be doing 2 foot wide, then you would cut it to 21. Should have 4 joists. Mine are at 33 inches. So this is why I mark with a square on each side of the 2x4, so that when I go to line up this one, I know it's perfect. All the pieces are together, and you can stand on its own. Just want to make sure it's square before you go too much further. Should be a little over 3 foot, 3 foot and 1/8, and then just come up here, and like I'm at 3 1/4 there, so I need to go in a little bit. Now we're at 3 1/8. Let's do the other side. A little short, so and that'll be close enough. You can add 2 middle ones, and it should square itself up pretty well. I might have to do a little bit of shifting, side to side, but it should square itself up for the most part. It's time to cut the rafters for it. What I do is I cut a piece for this one to be it's at 35 inches, long enough to go from this corner down to here. But what I do is I cut that piece, and then I level it up from front to back where it's flush, right there, and then I scribe on the inside with a pencil to get my angle. After that one's cut, I like to put it up in here, make sure it fits pretty good. Doesn't have to be perfect, but it'll flex itself out. But this one's about 12 degrees for the miter saw. Then I just take it back out and trace it onto another 2x4. We now have the rafters in. It is important to mark your layout. This is every 2 foot, but mark your layout pulling from the same end. So if you pull tape measure from this end to that end, you're gonna do the same on that end to that end, not the other way around, because then it'll screw it up. But recently I started putting these blocks here in the corner. It makes it a little bit stronger, and it helps the wire in the corner for support. But I just put one in each corner, and now we're about to do the wire on the floor. All right, we got the floor in, and I'll steeple down. And then for these dividers, this is what's going to decide on how many cages this is going to be. So since I'm doing 3, I have 2 boards. Each one of these is 20 3/8. Probably going to vary with anyone else's cage. And then I have it spaced from the inside to the inside 19 1/4 for this one and that one. This one, it's always going to be a little bit bigger, just because of the way the math works out. It's not even. But that'd be it. Okay, so we got our dividers in. So it is 32 7/8 across, 17 in the back, and 23 in the front. The back piece is 6 foot long, 21 inches tall, and the side pieces are 3 foot, 21, and 27. All right, we have the plywood for the roof on, and then I started shingling it, but ran out of shingles. I'll finish that another day. But starting on the doors now. These are 18 3/4, and then this one is 16 1/2. So what I do is rip them in half, and then that will be my 4 sides for the door, and then I just wire it and mount the doors. All right, all the doors are on.